Probstats kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 10 Tuesday for Probability and Statistics for Semester 2. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions on your brand new warm-up blog. Okay, we're going to go ahead and create the assignment for today for Prop and Stats. Make sure on the hyper days that you guys are checking in with me because it is really important because half your grade is assigned for the hyper days. So it's critically important that you guys actually do that. So today is Week 10 Tuesday, Prop Stats Semester 2. And today we're going to talk about the Nefe Unit 3, or Unit 3. Your instruction is to make sure you watch the video in its entirety. Make sure you check in with me by 1:19 for 5th period, 2:20 for 6th period. And this is for 2 classes. And of course, this is due, and you need to make sure you upload everything by 3 p.m. All right, so today with the Nefe, our topic of discussion is going to be on budgeting. And so that's what we are going to focus on. So moving forward here, I'm going to go back to this on budgeting. Here we go. And assign. All right, so let's go back to this then. And here we go. So first thing I want you guys to do is you want to go and remember I told you guys to save this link for your page for Nefe. You can go and type this one in. It's just tinyurl.com/CM8HC2. You're going to be focusing on chapter 3 or unit 3, which is on budget, don't go broke. It is on page 9, 10, 11, 12. So 4 different pages. And then you're going to answer the following. That is going to be matching that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have you guys do is take a look at action steps when it comes to payday. Part of all of your dollars are yours. Okay, quick check. How are you doing in terms of your goals? Do you have a written goal? Yes or no? Do you save regularly? Do you have a budget? Do you pay what you owe? Do you think ahead before you buy? Do you buy only what you need and will use? And do you PYF, which I actually don't know what it means, but if you read page 9, 10, 11, and 12, it'll tell you what that acronym is. And from what you've learned in the quick check, write down 2 steps you can take this week to improve your financial habits. I always like to Marie Kondo everything. So before I purchase something, I ask myself, does this item, if I purchase it, bring me joy? Or in the long term, is it going to make me more stressed because I just feel guilty about spending a bunch of money buying this? And now I have to find a place in my house somewhere to put it and store it. So I always like to think about that before I make like irrational purchase. All right, next one I'll do is, can you believe it? With the partner, well, no partner, you're gonna do this by yourself. Fill in the following. On average, teens earn about $5.70 per hour and work about 15 hours per week. For a weekly paycheck over, granted, minimum wage is definitely a little higher than that, so you can actually change that to whatever you want. I think nowadays, minimum wage in America, and actually I seriously don't know what it is. I think it's $8.75, but that seems a little bit low, and I know they've definitely talked about increasing that. So let's see, minimum wage in Nevada. So here we go. Let me see here. Share. Okay, so in the state of Nevada, it is actually $8.25, but that seems really, really low because that's from 2019. Okay, so as of July 2020, your minimum wage is going to be $9 per hour. So That's not quite as high as I hoped it would. That's only a 75 cents increase since 2014, which is still relatively low. Um, but I guess that would work. But yeah, $9. So you're gonna go ahead and modify this, and we're gonna change it to $9. Okay, so let's go back to this and do that. And this is information is so unbelievably late, but in 1998, the average teenager earned about blank for the year. Average teen receives blank a week from parents. Teenagers in the US spent over blank in 2000, and teenage girls earn about blank per week, while teenage boys spent about blank. A little over a third of teens received a regular allowance of this much, and almost blank percent of teens follow a 50-50 plan. Half of my money is received as spent, and the other half goes into saving. And actually, that's actually a really good suggestion, because that's what I did when I got my first job as well. So take a moment and fill in that information, and I'll share that answer with you guys in a second. That's funny how they still do that. I think that's pretty neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this then. Here's your answer. Okay, on average, teen earns about $5.70. That is about $80 a week. In 1999, the average teen earned about $2,300 for a year, which is not a lot, but then again, you guys are also teenagers, so I don't expect anything more than that. The average teen receives $50 a week from parents. I don't know if I will give my kid $50 a week. I would expect them to earn it themselves. Teenagers in the US spent over 155 billion. That's crazy in 2000. And teenage girls spend about $91 per week on average, while teenage boys spent about $87, which sounds about right, because girls nowadays need their nails done and their lashes. A little over a third of the teens receive regular allowance, and about 20% of teenagers have full or part-time job, although I think nowadays that, has shifted significantly to like maybe 40 to 50 or even more. 22% of teens have checking account, although nowadays I think because so many more of you guys work, it's probably more like 50 to 60, 75%. And almost 60% of teens followed a 50-50 plan, save half their money, spend half their money, which in my opinion is a pretty good rule of thumb. All right, you guys, when you're done with that, I'm going to have you guys move over to breaking down the pie, which is showing me how do you go about spending your money. So using the expense category, I want you to go ahead and draw a pie chart after you've already read pages 9 to 12 about how do you spend your money. Like obviously there's food, gas, auto insurance if you drive, maybe a car payment, clothing, fun stuff, big events. So everything that you do here should add up to 100%. It shouldn't go over 100% because a pie is 100%. Now, afterwards, I want you to create your own budget. Your budget for, you're going to put down your name. Money coming in, so where do you get your money from? Gift, allowance, other, probably most of you guys is probably from work. I know when I was growing up, my parents didn't really give me an allowance. Money going out, obviously fixed expenses like a car payment, auto insurance, cell phone bill. Variable expenses, gas, food, clothing, fun stuff, big events. Then tell me what is your total expense that you're making. Tell me your total outgoing expense, subtract the two, and you should hopefully have a positive number left. Because if you end up with a negative number, that means you're obviously spending way, way too much than what you're bringing in. All right, so next I'm gonna have you guys do is focus over to the right side of this, which is analyzing a pay stub. I mean, like most of you guys probably have a job or at least one point seeing a pay stub. But looking at this right here, I want you to answer the following questions. And it basically says, Tom has a full-time job over summer working at the Blue Wisp Cleaner. To help you better understand the difference between gross pay, net pay, and some common payroll deductions, analyze pay stub for Tom and then answer the following questions. All right, if you look at his pay, here is his gross pay. Year to date means that this is how much he got since January of 2021. Okay, and this is his net pay. Hopefully you guys understand that the difference is that your net pay is the money that you bring home after you have deducted your taxes, your insurance, your FICA, your social security. And so even though this is how much you got paid, notice that there is like a $60 difference there, $62 difference because of social security, paying your taxes, insurance, et cetera, like Medicaid, Social Security, federal tax. Luckily, if you're in the state of Nevada, there is no state tax, but if you're in California, you're out of luck. You're going to be paying an extra 10% on top of that. So after you have analyzed that, net pay is the money that you bring back home that goes into your checking account. Gross pay is how much you actually get paid, but because of all these additional things, this number is always bigger than your net pay. So who is Tom's employer? What is the length of pay period Tom worked? How many hours did Tom work during this period? What's the amount of hour does Tom get paid for regular hours work? Did Tom work any overtime this period? If so, how many hours? What amount of hours does Tom get paid for overtime? What is Tom's gross income? List and type the amount of each payroll deductions, which are these, and these. And look at that. I mean, it adds up over the years. What is the total amount from his deduction? Year to date, there is a difference. This pay period generally means like 2 weeks. Year to date means this is how much you paid since January of the year that you worked, which is 2021. What is Tom's net income, take home pay, and what amount has been available for Tom's financial goal year to date? This is the last part of that, you guys. Okay, once you're done with that, if you are in class, the back of your paper will have the pie celebration. All you have to do is just color it. And then I have a basic on circles. Name the center. Well, the center here is center B. Okay, name all the radii. All the radii are these numbers that goes from the center to the edge of the circle. So you could do AB, BC, and BD. So going back to geometry. Name a diameter. A diameter goes through the center, goes from one side of the circle to the next, so AC will be it. Name all the chords. Chords doesn't have to touch, it just goes from two sides of the circle, so YC will be it. Name a tangent. A tangent line touches the circle at one point, so in this case it is CE, and you want to put a, there we go, that goes right there. Name a secant. A secant is a line that touches a circle at 2 points, like CY, but with a line on top. Name the point of tangency, which is going to be point C. And is BD equal to BC? So BD is right here, BC is right there. Yes, because they're both radii. Radii because it's turtle. I know you want to say radiuses, but that's not how it really works. But this is your answer. All right, guys, as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.